Well, again, everybody, it's Plowboy's Ghost Channel. Coming to you from a carport swing today during my mid-morning rum and ice water, and thought I'd share with y'all what I did yesterday besides drink beer and rum and ice water. As you can tell from the thumbnail, I did something a little different. That's that Magnum 5.5 inch, well, 5 7/8 inch Magnum Research BFR in 22 Magnum. 500 JRH. I get those confused a lot. Might be the wrong. Anyway, y'all tell me what you think. If it'll focus. Yeah, I know I goofed up in spots. Like a little short right here. And it's perfect. It really is perfect if I don't put on my reading glasses so I can't see what I did wrong. This was some more of getting near the end of that fancy walnut that Snapper from Snapper's Antique Firearms Unlimited sent me, and I've done some Blackhawk grips in it. Y'all, I left her a little thick, a little thicker than stock. Them little white imitation ivory grips. I like a thin grip on a lot of things, and I still don't want this one to be, really hand-filling. But y'all, I just don't much believe I care for a really thin grip on something that recoils as much as this does. Now, I'm not going to say it's the most abusive recoil in the world, because it's probably not. I know it's not as bad as 10 millimeter, but then again, nothing is. You knew I was going to sneak something like that in there. But I kind of want something just a little bit bigger, something I can grab on to just a little bit more. And I ain't shot it with those on there yet, but we're going to shoot it before too long on camera. And y'all, I've got, just since I'm doing all this water jug slaying, while I'm waiting, and I wish I had my chronograph in so I could do it all at the same time, but we're going to go back and chronograph a lot of things. But while I'm doing in the mood to do some water jug slaying, it's been raining like pouring piss out of a boot here, so I really don't want to drive my truck down in there to that spot where I do that, because it will be muddy. It's not so bad today, but give it a few more days and not raining, and it's rained nearly every day this past week. Give it a few more days and not raining, and we'll go back down there and do a little more shooting. But I'm going to put this up against the water jugs just because I think a 50 caliber running with 453 grain bullets in it, running 1,300 foot per second, maybe a hair more. I think it ought to go through one or two jugs. We will find out. And I am going to put the 480 Ruger, my pocket pistol, out Alaskan in there. I'm going to put that on camera soon too, shooting it down there through water jugs. I've got some test ammo, various different kinds of test ammo besides my hand loads from Aria Ballistic Engineering to show y'all and see what we can do, see how they compare. But that right there, I know I'm talking about every other thing in the world other than what I'm doing, but I started out with rasps after I'd cut it out. I did use the bandsaw back here this time to cut it out, and that was a little bit easier. Than the scroll saw. And scroll saw. Anyway, use that to cut them out to start with, but went and bought me a belt sander from Harbor Freight. A little 1 inch wide belt, and you still got to be real careful because even if you're only dealing with a 1 inch sander, a sanding belt going across there, it's fine up to here, but when you start getting down here where you don't want to dig in so much, especially on the underside, well, in the edge of that belt will dig in, and you have to be careful. So I think overall it turned out all right, and it gave it that kind of a custom look, sort of. Look, it's custom if I custom did it. But y'all, that's what I got going on, and I love touching that trigger. And y'all are wondering right now, is that sucker loaded? No, you've already seen it ain't loaded. Anyhow, I don't want to upset the YouTube gun safety Karens out there, and there's a whole bunch of them. Y'all know that. I believe that Tim Sundle's a Buffalo boy. On his channel, he's been doing some good things here lately. Talking about some things like 475 line ball, 480, talked about the mountain guns, and if I'm not mistaken, he mentioned he was going to talk about the 500s next. Looking forward to that, because he's a fan of 500 line ball and 500 JRH. Me too. If 500 line ball was the other one that I was thinking about when I did this, and if I had to do it again, it would still be in the up in the air between them, and I'd probably come back to this. Although ballistically, they're almost, you might as well say they're twins. So tell me what y'all think. Did I mess it up? Should I go back in there and put the white grips back on it, or can I just keep my glasses off and stomach this? I appreciate y'all watching. Let me know what you think. Talk to you later.